Hi, Ram fans. This is Miley Martin from Student Activities at Fresno City College, and I want to welcome all of you to the Spring Volunteer Fair, where we support local nonprofit organizations with student volunteers like you. Today, you will meet volunteer coordinators from 14 different organizations who will share their agency mission and volunteer needs. To get the event started, we're going to hear from Linda Stalling from the Central California SPCA. Hi, Linda.
Hi, Bailey. How are you?
I'm doing great. We'll pull up your slide next.
Okay, so my name is Linda Stoling, and I am the Volunteer and Education Coordinator for the Central California SPCA. We do have volunteer opportunities this semester, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about them. We've been around since 1895, so we are very rooted in the community. And how do we change slides? There we go.
Amy.
Some SPCA basics. So we are a 501(c)(3). We are not affiliated with the American SPCA. All SPCAs are not affiliated with each other. They just have similar missions. We're also a humane society. I have some additional information on there you can take time to look at about the SPCA. But the most important thing is that we are an open door shelter. We do not turn animals away ever. We take in pets, barn animals, and we will receive wildlife, which we then pass on to wildlife rescue. But we work hand in hand with a lot of rescues locally. This is a list of the programs and services we offer. The first column has to do with everything that is directly related to handling and working with animals that come into us for rescue and placement. The second column has all of the pet services that we offer to the community. All of our services are very low cost. In some instances, the lowest cost you'll find anywhere in the Valley. And we do that essentially as a service to the community using grants and donations to offset our costs. The last column is our humane education program. Humane education is 1/3 of our mission statement at the SPCA. We offer all of these different programs. And of course, during COVID, we are offering almost all of these programs also virtually. And so we need a lot of help in some non-traditional ways at the SPCA right now to help us to accomplish these goals. Requirements and expectations. We take volunteers age 8 and up. No special skills are required. It doesn't matter what your skills are, we will find something for you to help us with. We have flexible self-scheduling, so you'll have access to a calendar. We are open 7 days a week, in addition to having things you can do at home. We do have policies that need to be adhered to, and there will be a handbook that will outline those. And of course, we have a dress code if you're on site, and you will be required to purchase a volunteer t-shirt for $15. And we are enacting a lot of COVID-19 safety guidelines, which are enforced while here, including social distancing, mask wearing, and of course, we have spread our shifts out to make sure that everybody stays safe, and we do health checks as you arrive. These are all the different areas where you can volunteer. Most of these are on site, but we also have things that you can do that are related to these at home. Most of our students who work on site prefer to work in the cattery and the kennels or in our stray department, but we also need help in our volunteer and education departments with office work and virtual assistance. We also are looking for people with retail experience to help in our pet supply store, and our children and youth programs are also being done virtually, and we need a lot of assistance with that. So these, I'm just going to flip through quickly. These are some pictures of volunteers at work in the adoption and stray area in this image. These are volunteers working with our exotic animals. An exotic animal is any animal that is not a dog, a cat, or a barn animal. So rabbits and turtles and gerbils and birds, all of those unusual kinds of things. We have a cattery. These are images. Mostly it's cleaning the cat and feeding and watering the cat, but we also have fostering available in the upper right. We need people to bottle feed cats and some people to take cats home. Dog walking and socialization is really important here at the SPCA. At any given moment, we have anywhere from 500 to 700 animals on site, and about 2/3 of those are dogs. And so they have a lot of needs from being in the kennels to get out and have some time with people and a time to walk and get socialized. Here we have volunteers doing a wide variety of things, assisting with our facility upkeep. On the left, we are making dog houses that are handed out to low-income families who need them for shelter in the summer and the winter. We have a lot of outdoor cleaning type things available. And as you can see in the bottom, that's one of the teams from Fresno State. I believe that was a couple of the volleyball teams came and helped us with cleaning up around the stables in the horse area. We have office work available here in our education and volunteer office, and occasionally some of our other departments like human resources and accounting may need office workers as well. Our children's programs, obviously we're not doing them as the images show here since they're done virtually, but as you can see, we have a lot of children who are registered in our programs, who are still looking to get monthly support and education about the care of animals. Special events, we have a lot of special events. We have a golf tournament coming up in May that is our big fundraiser during COVID, because we can do that outdoors safely. And then we also are having some special events that are being done virtually, as well as vaccine clinics and microchipping events. As soon as things clear up a little bit, we'll also start our off-site outdoor adoptions. Once again, this shows volunteers assisting with our adoption trailer. We have a lot of homework and virtual work for our volunteers who are not able to come on site or who do not feel safe coming on site, and that's perfectly fine. Everything from making toys for the animals, sharing posts, baking pet treats, completing newspaper rolls. We have projects for marketing. We have graphics projects, computer work, research work. As I said, we have something for everyone, and we look forward to working with you to try and find some way that you can assist us. This slide you can look at your leisure, but this does show the ways that we help students specifically. General service, we get a lot of marketing students, and at the bottom you can see that there are some lists of some of the clubs and classes that we have worked with specifically in the past. Those are just examples. We can work with lots of group projects. We can assist with those as well as individuals, and we also do take internships in several of our departments. So what you need to do is fill out an application on our website. You'll then be invited to a Zoom orientation. You'll have some forms to complete. You'll become activated in our system, and you'll have access to that scheduling calendar and profile, which also will have a log of all your hours that you can see and print from home as needed. If you're working on a group project for a class, you'll also have the opportunity to have Zoom meetings with me to help set goals and to get your project on its way. And then of course, my goal always is for you to get an A in your class. And so we'll work together to make sure that happens.
Wow, Linda, thank you so much for a wonderful presentation from the Central California SPCA. Up next, we're going to be hearing from Erica Castanon, and she's going to be sharing on Every Neighborhood Partnership. Erica, go ahead.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Again, my name is Erica Castanon, and I'll be sharing from Every Neighborhood Partnership. So we are a local CBO that serves schools and neighborhoods around the Fresno Clovis area. So we have transitioned a lot of our volunteer opportunities to online or socially distanced volunteer opportunities. So a few of the ways that you can get involved include our virtual literacy mentoring, which you can see a picture on the left. And then in the middle, you'll see our learning hubs, which are hosted across the city, given space to students to connect to their classroom virtually from a safe space. And then we also have food distributions that have been happening at several Fresno Unified School District sites. If you want to sign up for any of these opportunities, the best way to do that is to visit our Serve Fresno page, which is servefresno.org. A little bit about the three of these opportunities. For virtual literacy mentors, we do ask that volunteers are able to meet twice a week with a student for 30 minutes. It is a semester-long commitment. We will train you, you'll attend an orientation on what you can expect, and then myself or our literacy director, Janessa Heffler, will be able to pop in and check on the progress that you are making with these students. Students typically are in grades kinder through second, but we also have helped other students in different elementary grades and even as old as high school. So whatever your expertise is, whatever your interest is, we can find a place for you with our virtual literacy mentoring program. With our learning hubs, we have around 5 to 6 learning hubs operating this semester. They are located at churches and at community centers across the city, like I mentioned. For learning hubs, you can be available for as many days per week, but again, it is during the school days, typically run from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. So that the hours are up to you. So this is the most flexible option. And if you're comfortable with doing in-site or on-site volunteering. With our food distributions, these are about 2 hours long. It's a one-time commitment, but you can definitely volunteer for several food distributions. All of this information is on our Serve Fresno website. We have one happening every day of the week for the month of February, and we look to continue into March. So if you're just looking to find out what's going on around the school sites in Fresno Unified, this would be a great opportunity for you. Again, like I said, all these are available either on our Serve Fresno website, servefresno.org, or everyneighborhood.org. And again, we welcome all volunteers from any age. If for specifically college students, we know that you are our best group of volunteers to have. So please reach out to us and find out how you can serve your city.
Well, Erica, thank you so much for presenting on Every Neighborhood Partnership, a lot of great opportunities. We're going to move next to the Bulldog Pantry and a presentation by Erica Bird.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Erica Bird. I am the coordinator of the Bulldog Pantry, which is a completely student-run food pantry that operates across Shaw Avenue from Fresno State. We are not exclusively for Fresno State students. Anybody is welcome to come and volunteer, or who's in need, come and get food from us. We're located at 2311 East Shaw, as I said. We're right across the street from Fresno State, 1 block west of Maple. We have mostly in-person volunteer opportunities, as we are a food pantry, and to distribute food, that's an in-person type situation. But we have altered, and we're following all the COVID safety procedures. We make sure to follow social distancing and that everyone's masked. And our volunteers have the access of gloves, and it's a very safe environment. So if you are willing to do in-person volunteering, we would love to have you. It is more difficult for us to find people who are willing to come and hand out food, but it's a really fun activity. We hand out food on Saturday mornings. So it's about a 3-hour commitment if you're interested in that. We also have opportunities on Friday afternoons to help with setup and sorting of food for those food distributions. Right now, we are having food distributions just about every Saturday. normally.
I think we have we have another slide. If we want to go to the next slide, I think it shows all your dates. There you go.
Yeah, that's our normal distribution schedule, which is the second and fourth Saturday of the month. But we are handing out food boxes through the Farmers to Families food box program in the USDA. And so we are here actually every Saturday right now, additionally doing the food boxes. So if you have a Saturday, you have a few hours, you want to come and help your community and join a really friendly group of volunteers, anybody's welcome for that. And we do have, there are a few virtual options that could be possible as well. If we use volunteers for everything, because we have no paid staff, so anything you're interested or think you could help us out with, go ahead and contact us, which I think is the next slide.
Yes, next slide.
With email is your best bet, thebulldogpantry@gmail.com. We also keep everything we're doing updated on Facebook. Our website has some more information, some ideas of how else you can volunteer and help us out. We do have, it also links to our volunteer sign up system where we post our opportunities, because we don't want volunteers coming out and standing around with nothing to do. We want to be sure there's a job for everyone. So for our Friday setup times and our Saturday distributions, we utilize a sign up system, but you can access that through the website as well.
Awesome information. Thank you so much, Erica. Up next, we have Care Fresno, and presenting for Care Fresno is Humberto Bejarano. Humberto, take it away.
Thank you. So Care Fresno had its 25th year last year. We were started in 1995. And the original idea was that if the Fresno Police Department can move criminals outside of heavy crime areas and move in faith-based leaders and churches who could take on neighborhoods and adopt them, to see if there would be lasting change from that point forward. And so out of that, Care Fresno was born and continues to function. And our current mission is to cultivate hope and healing in under-resourced communities by investing in youth and families through mentoring relationships, neighborhood programs, and local partnerships. And so a lot of that breaks down within our core values. And our first one is relationships-based ministries and programs. And so what we mostly do is after-school programs with children ages 6 to 12. And we have approximately 6 to 12 children per day due to COVID guidelines. They are masked. And what we do is we have programs set up that assess where they're at academically. And then homework is generated to help them through that in order to properly keep going forward. And so with our volunteers, what we do is we bring them in, they help with tutoring in this regard, but we also do recreation afterwards. And even though we're helping them academically and we're taking them outside and doing recreation, at the end of the day, the reason that we do this is to create relationships between the volunteers and the children in order to speak into their lives and make lasting change by having role models. And so the majority of our volunteer dates are anywhere between 2 to 3:30, and it's a 2-hour commitment of going down to one of our 6 sites and engaging with the kids. We also do impromptu volunteer dates. For example, we canvass every semester from new kids. We put together meal kits for the neighborhoods, depending on if we have that situation. For example, last year, we found another nonprofit that was putting together turkey dinner boxes for low-income families. And so we got connected with them, canvassed our neighborhoods, and were able to deliver, 120 different meal kits. Now, as of last semester, we had 32 volunteers who came in, and out of those 32, 40% of them decided to come back. And those who were unable to come back felt like their volunteer time here actually mattered, and if they could find the time, have said that they would want to return. That's it.
Humberto, thank you so much for that great information on Care Fresno. We're going to move along and hear from Taylor Poisel and the American Red Cross.
Hi everyone, my name is Taylor and I'm with the volunteer services team of the American Red Cross of the Central Valley. I'm going to share a little bit about our virtual opportunities that we have, especially for our students. I wanted to start with our mission, which is to prevent and alleviate human suffering in the face of emergencies. In the Central Valley, we're very familiar with the past wildfire that just hit our valley very hard with the Creek Fire and the SQF Complex Fire. So we're looking for volunteers to train to become shelter workers. And we've been able to be really flexible within the COVID-19 pandemic and move even some of those roles virtually. We've had people who are on site, but also supporting all California wildfires from across the state from the safety of their home. One of the most major disasters that the Red Cross responds to is home fires. In the Central Valley, sometimes we can respond to a home fire up to 3 times a day throughout the 5-county area. And so we're looking for disaster action team members. What those folks do is that they kind of serve as second responders to the fire department. The fire department will call the Red Cross when there has been a home fire and families need assistance, and we're able to, through the work of our volunteers, be able to get them immediate safety with hotels, food, clothing by providing financial assistance. So those are the disaster action team members. They're on the response side. They've been able to shift how they provide those virtual hugs and comfort during a really tough time for families. And so that's always going to be one of our most needed volunteer positions. You work an on-call shift once a week, and you might get called, you might not, but knowing that some students have flexible schedules where they might not have class on Friday or Monday, you could work an on-call shift and be able to truly help your neighbors. On the other side of that, we have our preparedness team, which is that disaster preparedness presenter. So while we respond to disasters, we're also trying to help prevent them by teaching folks how to be Red Cross ready. And our 3 tips are to make a plan, get a kit, and be informed. So having an emergency kit, having working smoke alarms. Usually in the spring, we're prepping to be installing hundreds of free smoke alarms throughout the community. Obviously, that's on hold for now, but we're still able to provide that educational piece to people from the safety of their home. So that team is going to be really important this spring if you're looking to build your public speaking skills, or you might be interested in the education side of things. You could come to the Red Cross and help teach people preparedness tips. We also have 2 other roles I'm going to share, and that is our administration team members. So this is a great role for students. It's kind of how I got my start a little over 5 years ago, was by supporting one of our departments, from our service to armed forces, fundraising, communications, my own volunteer services, and then disaster services. If you're looking to work on some special projects, this is definitely a role for you. It helps us a lot because there's just so much to do, as all of my volunteer counterparts know. And then lastly, we have our disaster recovery caseworker. So after a disaster action team member responds to a fire, we have teams that will follow up with our clients served to make sure that we're connecting them to any other available organizations in the area, any kind of referral they may need to try to help them start their long-term recovery plans. And if you work as a caseworker for us, it's a few hours a week. It's depending on the schedule you'd like to set, and you can do that completely virtual. That was one of the few roles that was virtual before the Safer at Home orders went into effect. And so they've really taught the rest of us how to serve from our computers and our phones. If you don't see anything on here, but you're still interested in our mission, you can go to redcross.org/volunteer and take a look at the different opportunities we have on there. And we're able to kind of match you up with what you're interested in and also based on your availability. And lastly, I want to promote, we have a open house coming up on February 17th at 5:30 p.m. If you're interested in that, you can go to redcross.org/CCR volunteer fair and sign up to for a 1-hour session where we're going deeper into the disaster services roles and how anyone can help from ages 18 and up. So that's CCR Volunteer Fair. You can check out our social media sites, anything at Red Cross Central California. Thank you so much.
Taylor, thank you. That was great information and good reminder that many times volunteers find jobs because you're so passionate in the area that you volunteer in that you get hired. So good reminder that students can find work through the passions of serving others. Up next, we're going to be hearing from Abigail Nolte and the Poverello House.
Hi, thank you so much. Hello, everyone. My name is Abigail Nolte. I am the Community Engagement Coordinator here at Poverello House. So my job is coordinating volunteers, getting you engaged in our community and getting our community engaged in Fresno in general. Poverello House, if you're not familiar, we're a private nonprofit, non-denominational organization that serves the hungry, the homeless, and the destitute of Fresno. Our mission is believing in the dignity of every person. We work to enrich the lives and spirits of all who pass our way by stewarding the resources made available to us through providential and community support. We are more than just a soup kitchen here. We are an emergency service provider. We function as a low barrier emergency shelter, as well as a safe haven during the day here in our courtyard for individuals. We have access to showers, laundry, hot meals, emergency food bags, and then also we're a MAP point, which is multi-agency access program site where clients can connect with a navigator, case managers, and housing specialists to really avoid the Fresno shuffle and really engage with one person that can help them access the services they need, whether it be permanent housing, substance abuse treatment, or something as simple as getting your social security card or a copy of your ID, things you don't think about. The way that our volunteers can be involved here is a real tangible way to give back to your community is through our food services. We serve 3 hot meals a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. That's every day. We also send meals out to other organizations. So on any given day, we are serving 1,500 meals a day. That is an amazing way to really give back to the community through volunteering. You can also volunteer in our warehouse, helping sort our donations, which would be clothing and shoes, food donations, etc. These are real amazing ways to get those volunteer hours in for school, or if you're just looking for a way to connect to this specific community. We have remained open during the pandemic. In fact, we have grown. We have added 20 staff members to our team in the areas of outreach and navigation. So we are growing as the needs of our community grow. We try to grow to serve them. We do require masks and healthy volunteers. If you are interested in volunteering, I encourage you to reach out to me directly. My email is there on that flyer. We do require a short in-person orientation. Scheduling those has been a little interesting because of the stay-at-home orders, but if you reach out to me directly, I will meet with you, whether in a small group or individually. For school, I'm happy to track those hours for you for your classes, your social services classes, marketing classes, etc. Our volunteer opportunities are in person, although if you are uncomfortable with that, we're always looking for ways to go with the flow, if you will. You can help us with drives, sharing our social media posts, etc. So anyway, thank you so much for allowing me to share a little bit about us. That's just the tip of the iceberg of what we do here at Poverello House. Along the same lines as my previous presenters, I started out here as a student volunteer, and they just couldn't get rid of me. So, well, 20-hour volunteer hours turned into an internship, which turned into my current position here at Poverello House. And I can't tell you what a wonderful experience it has been. So thank you, and I look forward to hearing from all of you.
Abigail, great information. Thank you so much. And that's so excited to hear that you also volunteered and got a position there. So thank you, Poverello House. Up next, we have Angela Price and the Fresno Center for Nonviolence. Angela? Can you unmute?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, everybody. I hadn't unmuted me
Oh,
as I was to everybody. So I'll start again. Yes, this is, I'm president actually of the Fresno Center for Nonviolence. And we have been around for like 29 years. Well, it'll be 29 years this year, a big one next year. Unlike most of you, we are really not open right now. Not that we don't do other work, but we are not open ever since really COVID started. But hopefully later this year, that will change. So I'm going to just tell you what we used to do in the past. If you look at the flyer that I have up there, you'll see that it is a place to work for peaceful change. And essentially, when we opened, we wanted to be a place that people could come if they had concerns about violence, whether it was war or whether it was against animals or the death penalty that we're against, or many other different aspects of violence in our lives. So anyway, we do usually in a year, we would have maybe once a month, we would have a film that would reflect one of these, maybe against animals, that the violence and things that are happening with animals, or it might be about LGBT issues, a whole host of things. And one of the things that I thought, and I've offered this before, if there are students out there in the future, of course, not right now, who would like to show a film that reflects our mission, then we would arrange for them to show the film at our facility, and then we'll help with the marketing, and they can help market and talk to other students that they know so that they could come. This year, or even last year with the COVID, we always have a big anniversary. And last year we did still go ahead with this anniversary. And we are planning to do something very similar this year. We used actually my backyard last year. We had a speaker, and we had our Way of Peace Awards. And this is something that we're very proud of. We have Way of Peace Awards that are given to organizations, are given to people. They're given to people who are under 21, our youth awards, for work that they have done diligently over the past year or so. And that is always very, very exciting. We meet all sorts of people this way. And so our anniversary will be similar to last year, where of course we wore masks and social distancing, and we had the speakers and food, and it worked really well. So we're thinking already of having a speaker, and her name is Barbara Lubin, and she is with the Middle East Children's Alliance. That has also been around for a long time. And so as I go down here, you will see that I've put down, well, it's in our brochure, we believe in simplicity in our living, justice and equity in our social arrangements, non-injury in our methods, and inclusiveness in our concerns. Now, it's quite hard to do for us too, but it is a way that we think that we can live by. We promote the center really as an educational resource, and our facility is very inviting. We have meeting space, office machines, and publicity that we put out. And we maintain a DVD library that actually we really need help with to sort it out. So that's another thing a student could do. We also have a fair trade program, and we sell organic coffee and cocoa, tea, chocolates in the winter from Equal Exchange. So people can come and buy those at competitive prices and feel that they are really helping the environment, helping farming cooperatives with this, with their coffee. As I said, we do have special speakers. So about 3 times a year, we would have a special speaker or a special speaker. I've lost my train of thought. I'm very sorry. And we also have a radio show that we do on KFCF once a month, and that we have continued. And again, I take a turn, other members of our board take a turn to host it, and we get our own speakers, and they can come from overseas even. So that is something very interesting. I think if students are interested in radio, we could introduce them to the station manager and see what they could do to help that station, which also has quite a big following, and there are lots of great programs on it. The photographs that you see, like the top one, that's at one of our Way of Peace Awards. And then the middle one is, I'm pretty sure, of Earth Day. And that we haven't recently, but hopefully again, we'll be helping with Earth Day. And then the other side, there are some young students who have actually won Way of Peace Awards for doing community work. One in particular got a lot of books because she was concerned that poor children didn't get books. Underneath there, we have actually, I'm sorry, I can't remember her name, but she is in the radio station that we use. And then again, I think that's an Earth Day one to the right. So what I'd like to suggest, if any of you are interested in this, oh, and I forgot, last year we had an essay contest for students, and that is something that we've had to abandon for now, but we really want to get that going again. So that is also something. So what I suggest is that I see that our website has been left off of here. I'm sorry, and I'll give it to you. It's www.centerfornonviolence.org. And if you go to that, you'll see our calendar, you'll see lots of other stuff that's there. And then we do pay for a page in the Newspaper Community Alliance, which you can get free outside our center. And so if you would leave a message, we are picking up our messages. If you would leave a message at 559-237-3223 and telling us how your possible interest, even now, radio shows are still going on once a month, and we can do some planning maybe for the anniversary that I hope will take place. Leave a message with your name and telephone number, and one of us will get back to you. So I'm sorry that, you have all the people I've heard from, most interesting to see what you all do. And so I thank you for that. But we really don't have those opportunities right now. But we do like to get interns, and we are hoping that in the not too distant future, we'll be able to start up again. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Maylee, for allowing us to do this. It must have been quite a bit of work. And thank you, everybody, for all the great work you do. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Angela. Thank you very much for all the information. Everything the Center for Nonviolence represents is something that calls out to all of our hearts. Thank you. Up next, we're going to hear from two individuals from the Bristol Hospice, Victoria Cananoy and Raul Sanchez. We're going to start with Victoria.
Hi, my name is Victoria Cananoy, and I'm the volunteer coordinator for Bristol Hospice. Currently, we are seeking volunteers that would like to donate their time in providing companionship visits to our hospice patients at home. Due to COVID-19 restrictions, volunteers are not allowed in facilities at this time, but we are hopeful this will change soon. Here at Bristol Hospice, our Fresno and our Visalia office have a census of over 500 patients. And currently at the Fresno office, we have 30 volunteers. As of September, Bristol Hospice opened a hospice house with 6 beds, and there is a need for volunteers at this facility. The volunteer candidates will need to complete the following: an application, an interview, drug test, TB test, and background check. These will be paid for through Bristol Hospice and are done at an assigned clinic. Orientation with myself is roughly an hour and a half, and Relias online training is roughly 10 hours. After volunteers have completed the previously mentioned steps, they are eligible to provide companionship to patients at their own homes. We also have our volunteers going to facilities. Once the restrictions are lifted, the volunteers can also go to facilities and see our patients. Direct patient volunteer activities. Volunteers can provide valuable services to our patients, including companionship and conversation, spiritual fellowship, prayer, worship, and reading scriptures, recording life stories or special projects, help with tasks, errands, light housekeeping or meal preparation, respite. Caregivers need time off, and a respite volunteer can provide that by staying with a patient while the caregiver takes a nap, runs errands, or goes to an appointment. Vigil, 11th hour visits. Interested volunteers will be trained. There's a special training program for that. Also, Bright Moments activities. Interested volunteers will be trained on that as well. If you are interested, please call me at 559-320-4000. My extension is 10524, or email me at victoria.cananoy@bristolhospice.com. Volunteers typically visit a patient 2 to 4 times a month. Volunteers visits are typically 1 to 2 hours. A longer visit is acceptable and can be arranged. Thank you for your time, and I hope you will consider joining the Bristol Hospice team.
I think we have one more slide, your quilters slide. Do you want to share about that?
Oh, yes. Yes. So this, you do not have to be a volunteer to donate quilts. We're always reaching out to quilters who would like to donate quilts. Currently, we have San Joaquin Valley Quilting Guild, and they are gracious enough to provide us with quilts. They have provided us with over close to 200 quilts. And what we do is the quilts are wrapped and we put special care instructions on how to wash them. And because our census is so high, it's hard to keep up with a quilt for every hospice patient. However, we are focusing on our veterans and also our hospice house. So if you quilt, or if you know someone who is interested in making quilts and donating them to our hospice patients, please contact me, Victoria Cananoy, volunteer coordinator, again at 559-320-4000, extension 10524, or can email me at victoria.cananoy@bristolhospice.com. And with COVID-19 restrictions, I have no problem picking up quilts, or if you want to drop them off, we'll accept them any way we can. Thank you so much for your time.
Victoria, thank you. And I believe Raul's going to share on the next slide. It's your Bristol Hospice Veteran to Veterans.
Hi, and thank you. My name is Raul Sanchez. I'm also a volunteer coordinator but I specifically work on veteran affairs. I work with Victoria in our Fresno office and at the hospice house, and then also with Darcy Talon in our Visalia office. And what the Veteran to Veteran volunteer program is, it's a program that recruits veterans to go through and spend some time with our veterans. The way that our veteran volunteers can help is they assist by companionship, as Victoria was talking about, by visiting with the veterans. In many cases, veterans that have been in combat and or suffer from PTSD do not feel comfortable talking to family members about the challenges that they faced while they were in combat. Typically, the only time that a veteran will open up will be to one of his or her military brothers or sisters. And that's where the veteran volunteers can come in. When a veteran is near the end of life and needs some companionship, a veteran is someone that he or she can be able to go through and talk to and share some of the stories. The military brotherhood is pretty tight in that they go through and share a lot of commonalities. One of the veterans that I went and visited, his spouse had said that he really didn't feel like talking to anybody. But I told her, yeah, I'd like to go ahead and give it a shot. So I went in and we started talking. And he was Army, so I started talking to him about his training experiences, not the combat experiences, but the training experiences, and asked him where he had done his initial training. And he told me, I went over to Fort Ord. It just so happened that I also took my training at Fort Ord, and that opened up a plethora of subjects that we could go through and discuss. We chatted for about, a good 30 minutes about the items. So the veterans are very key to the veteran patients that we have. They can also go through and get out some information from the veteran patients if they need help with veteran benefits for their family members. They also go through and help us when we need to go through and honor the veterans, either by presenting certificates or pinning ceremonies or items like that. In addition to that, whenever we have some ceremonies for the veterans, or we have something that is called the Vet to Vet Cafes, we invite other veterans so that they can join the meeting and open up the discussion with the other veterans that are there. It's really a unique opportunity for veterans to be able to go through and help their fellow military brothers and sisters. If you'd like to go through and volunteer as a veteran, again, the contact information that Victoria provided would be the one that would be there. But my number is the same one, 320-4000. And the two flyers also have the contact information for the respective volunteer coordinators for our Fresno office, which is Victoria Cananoy, and for the Visalia office, which is Miss Darcy Talon. Darcy's number is on the flyer, and that one is 559-741-7220. And both of the ladies are very experienced in
Well,
being
Raul, thank you
volunteers.
so much for sharing all that information.
You're very welcome.
Thank you, Raul. Okay, we are going to move on to Hands-On Central California and our presenter, Elba Scherer.
Gotta unmute. Hi, thank you for having us. We're very happy to join the volunteer fair today. Hands-On Central California has actually been in Fresno and serving the community since 1962. So we've been around for a long time, but we serve the entire Central Valley. So we have a big footprint. So if you have students that don't live in Fresno, we have opportunities in Kings, Tulare, Madera, Mariposa, Merced, and Stanislaus counties. So we have a large footprint. And we're all about volunteering. We're about matching volunteers to a volunteer opportunity. So no matter what you want to do, you might find something on our volunteer opportunity calendar. We work with many community partners across the valley to help connect them to volunteers. Many of the colleagues that I've seen on this call utilize our services, like the Central California Food Bank, American Red Cross, any rate, but it doesn't matter what you want to do, and it's a free service. You just go to our website, handsoncentralcal.org, and you'll see our volunteer opportunity calendar, and you can even search by interest. So no matter what kind of volunteer opportunity you're looking for, their chances are good you're going to find something on there. And so our mission is to inspire, equip, and mobilize residents to take action to serve their communities. During COVID, we have helped with, right now we've done disaster preparedness type work. We have helped organize food distributions all over the valley. We have helped with grocery shopping for seniors, pharmacy visits, picking up pharmacy for seniors. We had our senior volunteers make masks, and so we try to find something for everybody. So, like I said, if you're interested in looking at a variety, and you don't know what you want to do, try visiting our website, and it changes all the time as our partners update their opportunities on there. And that Hands-On Central California. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Elba, for sharing on Hands-On Central California. Up next, we're going to be hearing from Gustavo Gutierrez and Catholic Charities.
All right, good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me today. It's an honor to be here. I'll be talking about Catholic Charities. Before that, I want to say that I help manage and oversee the social media and social footprint for Catholic Charities. So all of their social media and their website, I help manage that. Catholic Charities has been around for many years. It's a community benefit organization serving the needs of those in crisis, with sites in Fresno, Merced, and Bakersfield. And I'll be speaking directly about our Fresno site. We are the first responders in helping our neighbors with food, clothing, and other basic necessities, regardless of age, race, or religious beliefs or background. One of the things that I wanted to mention is that during the pandemic, our food services have increased tremendously. We've had a 70% increase of food services over prior year, and that just goes to show you how much more of the need that is in our community. So I want to invite whoever, and if any of you would like to volunteer with us, and we would like to have all of you I know in the past we've had FCC students volunteer with us, and it's been an honor and pleasure to work with you guys. But some of the areas where we mostly need volunteers is our intake and greeting in the mornings when people come in and we serve them. At our food pantry, we usually serve about 150 to 200 families per day. And we need volunteers there at our food pantry, where we get together for food distributions that happen twice a month, but we are distributing food every day, like I mentioned. And then we are also going out to rural communities where communities cannot come to us because of transportation. We take food to them. So bagging all of these items that we take to these rural communities is where we need a lot of help with. Also, we have a thrift store and a place where people can come and get clothing if they need some for themselves and their family at a free cost. And we also need help with sorting all of the donations that come through our doors every day. That's another area where people can come and support us. Another of the areas is at our rural communities. We are going out to these communities about 8 times per month now. Before pandemic, we were going out 3 to 4 times per month. And now this has increased to 8 times per month, where the necessity is even larger. And you guys all can see that. And I think we've all seen that with all of our different nonprofits. Another of the areas where that we could use some help with is, like I mentioned, our intake and our thrift store. We would like to have whoever would want to volunteer with us. You can easily just go on our website, which is not on the flyer there, but it's ccdof.org. You can also email us or call us at that phone number, 559-237-0851. We are not holding any orientations at this time, but if you would like to volunteer with us, we are holding one-on-one meetings with our volunteers and getting them started to volunteer with us here at Catholic Charities. And be assured that we are following all safety precautions during this pandemic, wearing masks, social distancing, and all of that it entails. So we would love to have all of you guys volunteer with us. And thank you for having me today.
Gustavo, great information. Wow, you guys have you have a huge reach into the rural areas, and I forgot you had a thrift store.
Yes.
Awesome information. Thank you so much. We're going to move right along and meet Genesis Lopez, who will share California Health Collaborative Lock It Up information. Genesis.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so my name is Genesis Lopez. My pronouns are she, her, hers, and I am with the California Health Collaborative Lock It Up project. A little bit about the California Health Collaborative. It is a nonprofit organization whose mission is to change lives by improving health and wellness. The California Health Collaborative does implement an array of health promotion and disease preventing programs that range from maternal wellness to marijuana prevention and up to prescription drug abuse, which is actually the focus of what the Lock It Up project is. So a little bit more on the Lock It Up project. It is a community-based substance abuse prevention program that is designed to increase the awareness of the risk and consequences, as well as the preventative practices associated with the illicit use of prescription and over-the-counter medication. So this semester, we will be implementing, similar to previous semesters, we will be implementing the peer education program, as you can see from the flyer listed. And unfortunately, our application did close yesterday, but if this is an opportunity that you are very interested in, if something that sparks your interest, please do reach out to me at glopez@healthcollaborative.org. A little bit more about the peer education program, though. It is a volunteer opportunity that focuses and centers on bringing awareness to prescription drug abuse, specifically to the college population. Although our target population with this specific program is the college population, does not mean that we're not spreading this information and sharing resources to the community as a whole, Fresno County as a whole. Again, our main focus is to just spread the awareness, spread the knowledge about prescription drug abuse. It is a topic that a lot of people are not familiar with, the abuse of it and the risk and consequences. So we do focus on that. With COVID specifically, the pandemic, it has brought a lot of stress, overwhelmment, anxiety, and we are more than sure that substance abuse has gone up. So this program specifically is going to make a huge impact in the lives of many people with the information that we're trying to spread, the awareness that we're trying to bring. This program is specifically open just to college students, and it is a program that allows for professional development. By joining this program and volunteering with this program, you gain an array of skills, including public speaking, networking, team building through projects that we work on as a team. And then you get to connect with like-minded individuals ultimately too, who are aiming and whose goal is to spread the awareness of prescription drug abuse. Besides gaining all those skills that prepare you for your future career, you also get an actual stipend. It's not very often where you hear volunteer opportunities that pay you for volunteering with them. But this opportunity does pay you a stipend on a monthly basis. This opportunity is a semester-long opportunity, so we do require that you commit for a semester long. Again, I do want to mention that the application just closed yesterday, but if this is something that you feel like you want to be a part of and are very, very extremely interested in it, please do email me at glopez@healthcollaborative.org. If you want to learn a little bit more about the program, the Lock It Up in general, feel free to visit our website, healthcollaborative.org, or follow us and check us out on Instagram and Facebook. You can find us at Lock It Up Project. You can also feel free to send us a message through there. We also are very good at checking our social media. So whatever you're most comfortable with reaching out to us, again, feel free to reach out. We are open to having that conversation with you, again, if this is something that you're interested in. Or if you want to wait up for next semester, there may be potential opportunities for volunteering with this program next semester as well. So for the fall of 2021. But again, do consider it. Please check out the resources listed on the flyer. Check out our website. The California Health Collaborative does also offer other volunteer opportunities. This is not the only one. Again, we have several different programs, so feel free to check out our website. Again, healthcollaborative.org. And there you can find many other volunteer opportunities as well. Thank you.
Awesome information, Genesis. Thank you so much. We're going to move right on to the United Way and Tanner Michelson.
Perfect. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for having us. My name is Tanner Michelson. I'm the Volunteer Infrastructure Program Fellow through AmeriCorps here at United Way. So it's my job to create volunteer opportunities and recruit and train volunteers. So if we go to the next slide. For those of you who don't know, United Way focuses on creating community-based and community-led solutions that strengthen the community for cornerstones for a good quality of life, focusing on education, financial stability, and health. So we have several programs here at United Way. The first starting last year was the Listos California for All campaign. And so this program focuses on ensuring that the most vulnerable California residents are prepared for disasters, whether that be a fire, earthquake, flood, or recently COVID-19. And so we have volunteer opportunities to prepare outreach materials to help teach the community how to be aware and prepared for disasters, as well as supporting our 211 line. So currently you can call our 211 line, which is a hotline in case of an emergency or disaster. And you can call that line to schedule an appointment to get your COVID-19 vaccine. And so we've had a large influx of calls because there's been a large amount of people who have been wanting those vaccines. And so we need support helping those calls. And so we need qualified individuals who know about the vaccine to handle those calls. And then we also need support for our COVID-19 testing events and our vaccination sites as well. Then we also offer a free tax program. So for individuals who are low income, they can bring in their tax documents into our offices, and then we have certified volunteers who can complete their tax forms for them. So this is a volunteer opportunity that we do require an extensive time commitment from, because you do have to complete about 12 to 15-hour training and complete an IRS for certification. And so once you get certified, you'll be able to complete IRS tax forms for the clients who come in. And then if you don't feel comfortable actually completing the applications and doing the tax documents, you can just work as an intake site volunteer and just work at the office or the intake sites that we have throughout the Valley, and just collect the documents and then make sure that they're all there, so that the application can be submitted by a volunteer later. And then we have another opportunity. So in the September of 2020, when the Creek Fire started, our executive board created a Creek Fire Relief Fund to help the families and individuals who are impacted by the Creek Fire. And so we have several volunteer opportunities this spring to help with the long-term recovery goals of the community and the Creek Fire Recovery Collaborative that's been created. So we have a finance volunteer who will help with applications who have been submitted to our relief fund. And so you'll process those applications and do resource referrals. And then we also have volunteer opportunities to do reforestation, soil stabilization, and like water maintenance. So a lot of hands-on forestry work. And then as well as doing community outreach. So letting the community know about community resources, the available recovery procedures, as well as our relief fund. So we will have training starting for that in February. So if you're interested, you can go ahead and email uwfmvolunteer@gmail.com. And then just some safety protocols. So most of our volunteer opportunities can be done virtually for those who are interested in completing their volunteer opportunities from home. But if you are interested in coming to the office, we do require that everyone wear face masks and gloves. There's hand sanitizers at every station. We do daily temperature checks and COVID-19 screenings, as well social distance workstations. So the office ensures that we follow all the COVID-19 safety protocols and procedures. This is just a further list of our volunteer opportunities. This can be shared with students. Again, thank you for having us. If you have any questions or would like to sign up for any of the programs that I mentioned, you can call our office or email info@uwfm.org.
Awesome information, Tanner. Thank you so much. That was information on the United Way. Up next, we have Sandra Aguilar and Girl Scouts of Central California.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. Thank you for having me. I am Sandra Aguilar, the volunteer advocate with the Girl Scouts of Central California South. Just a little history on us. We are over 100 years old. Our mission is building girls of courage, confidence, and character who make the world a better place. We have a couple of volunteer opportunities in person, and virtual also. We do practice COVID safety guidelines. Volunteer opportunities range from troop leader to general office work. We offer internships that can lead to potential jobs. We've hired 2 people who had internships here with us available. We cover all the way down from Fresno to Kern County. So we have a big footprint, volunteers just need to be 16 years and older. Anybody 18 years and older, we do require a background check if you are interacting with our girls. The flyer above is our most current volunteer opportunity available. My contact information is down below. If you are interested, please reach out and look at our website for any more volunteer opportunities that we have available. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Those cookies make me hungry. Okay, we have one more presenter, Sarah Penalty from Habitat for Humanity.
Hello, thank you so much for having us. I am with Habitat for Humanity Greater Fresno area. Habitat for Humanity is an international organization, meaning we do serve all over the world. Our affiliate here in the Greater Fresno area focuses on the needs of our community members in Fresno and Madera counties. All habitats across the world, including ours in Greater Fresno area, have the same mission statement of putting God's love into action by bringing people together to build homes, communities, and hope. And so building homes, communities, and hope is what we do. We do this through a variety of programs. Most people know Habitat for New Home Construction, which is where we partner with low-income families to provide them affordable home ownership opportunities. So an important part of that is all of the families that we partner with invest in their homes, meaning that they do pay for an affordable mortgage. So it is not a hand out, it is a hand up. Our goal is to empower families to be self-sufficient and self-sustainable and ultimately successful homeowners. And so one way that volunteers can get involved is through new home construction. We currently are on a brief hiatus and will be picking back up with volunteers at our construction site this spring. And so new home construction takes place on select Saturdays in the mornings. Building homes, communities, and hope, however, is not just building new, it's also focusing on what already exists. And we do that through acts of kindness. Acts of kindness focuses on building communities and hope. And primarily we do this in Fresno, Clovis, and Madera. These projects are going to be minor beautification projects. So helping clean up yards, painting fences. It could be something as minor as helping to wash windows and clean gutters to something as extensive as painting the exterior of a mobile home. These are no-skill projects, so you do not have to have any experience, and they take place every Tuesday and every Thursday from 9 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Last but not least, we also have our restores. Restores are stores that sell new and gently used home improvement items. So it exists to offer everyone the opportunity to improve their home at an affordable cost, while all of the funds from the restore help support what we are doing in the community through new home construction and acts of kindness. The store is our most flexible opportunity, open Monday through Saturday between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. And volunteers help with everything from sorting donations, helping to price, to working directly with customers, as well as some skilled opportunities. Well, these are our three main areas. We do also have special events that come up throughout the semester, including some weekend opportunities to participate in projects similar to Acts of Kindness. We have fundraisers that are planned for this spring that will need assistance. And then we also have different internships, service learning hour projects, as well as projects to meet specific skills that you may have. And so I encourage you to reach out if you are interested in our mission and being part of the Habitat family. You can contact us at volunteers@habitatfresno.org. You can also call at 559-237-4102, extension 115, or you can simply visit our website to sign up for our regular volunteer opportunities. Thank you again, and we look forward to working with you this semester.
Thank you, Sarah, and Habitat for Humanity. So on behalf of Student Activities and Fresno City College, I want to thank all of our 14 nonprofit organizations for sharing your hearts with all of us today. Let's continue making Fresno a stronger community. Thank you, everyone, for your participation. And Fresno City College students, I hope you will reach out to our organizations and share your hearts with them. Again, everyone, thank you for your participation. I look forward to seeing all of you in the fall. Be safe and be well. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to stop the recording.
You're welcome.
All righty, guys. That was great.